Hey guys, welcome to the back nine out here at Winthrop Gold. Let's get into it. All right, hole 10, we got about 470, I'm saying, par 4, eagleable for the top players, but it also is a risk reward shot. If you go OB, you're going to a drop zone, probably about a 250, 300 foot up and down to try and save the par. Zach's gonna show you the around the outside, try to play for birdie play. I'm gonna go for it, and so we'll show you both ways. All right, so I'm gonna throw kind of my beat up general. I like to use this bush in the middle of the fairway as my reference point. I'm trying to go over top of that bush, and with a little bit of flat and a little bit of pushing hyzer on it, and that's kind of my reference point that I know that I'm throwing a good shot. So over top of that bush with kind of like a broken in general is my play. See, that one just way too much hyzer. I'm gonna throw one more. On this one, I'm gonna try to turn it a little bit more. That's straight out of bounds, straight to the drop zone. Don't go past go, don't collect $200, all that good stuff. That one's way better. So that's gonna be probably in bounds. Yeah. So that's gonna be pushing it. It's gonna be close to the line, but it should be safe, probably about a 30 footer from there, I would say.
I'm throwing a judge down this left side, just playing for hopefully the easy birdie.
Yeah, that's a good shot. Yep, that's a real good shot.
Thanks.
Try one more here. Try to throw a little bit more to the right on this one. So that looks way good. So that's gonna be money. Over top of that bush, like I talked about, should skip to about 20, 30. Yep, absolutely money. Yeah, just take a couple shots to kind of get dialed on that shot. It's only my second time through here, Winthrop. So, but yeah, use that bush as a reference. I'm gonna go throw a couple shots from the drop zone as well, because as you guys know, I'm playing a super aggressive shot, and there is that chance I go out of bounds, and I gotta be prepared and ready that if I do mess that shot up, I can go to the drop zone, get up and down, come back the next day. Since we're playing a 4-round event, I should be able to eagle this hole 1, 2, maybe 3 times. You never know. There's probably gonna be that one time, as much as I don't wanna admit it, that I might go out of bounds, and I gotta be prepared to be able to throw this shot and get up and down and save that par. That's the important part. If you're gonna throw the high risk shot, you gotta be able to also, in crunch time, save the par from a spot like this. So we got 250, something like that. Once again, I'm gonna use this bush as a reference. Going over this bush with kind of some spike on it. One of my lucid felons, that's what I'm gonna throw. I'm just gonna throw kind of a 1-angle hyzer up and down. Right over this bush. I know the shot. So I'm gonna throw the distance, and it should go up, straight down, should have a 20-footer. Yep, pretty much exactly what I wanna do. Should have a 20-footer for par, should be able to save that every time. I might as well even throw one more. This one, if I want to get nitpicky, I should probably go a little bit wider this time. Just like that. That should be right at it, pin high. Yep. So yeah, that's kind of the shot. I know now if I go out of bounds, I know what kind of feel shot I need to throw to get up and down for the par. Now we'll go over to see Zach's shot. He'll show you how to birdie it from over here on the left-hand side.
All right, so when I first stepped up to here, I was thinking of throwing a mid or something, but I saw the low ceiling, so I'm gonna throw something a little wider and a little faster, and just make sure that I can get it over the out of bounds and just give myself a birdie putt.
Good shot. Good shot, dude. Cash.
Just like that. Tee shot, I don't want to be as much left as I did, because I'm kind of bringing a little bit more of the OB into play. So just hang it out a little bit wider, and just try to play in this open spot right here, just to get myself a simple hyzer to the basket.
So we got my par saved right here. Both of my felons threw pretty much the exact same shot. So it'd just be kind of a tap in for the par if I go out of bounds, which is not the worst, not the best, obviously, because I want to get that birdie putt or eagle putt, and then that my good general, that blue one that I threw really well, is parked, tap in, eagle. So once again, 4 rounds. I'm thinking I can birdie it 1, 2, maybe 3 times, or eagle it 2 or 3 times, and that makes up for the times that I may par the hole from the drop zone. Zach's playing the hole smart, getting the high percentage birdie.
Yes, sir.
That's what's up. All right, we got hole 11. We got 730 foot of par 4 hazardous goodness. This hole plays hazard, so that is definitely something to keep in mind. I like to, just for that simple reason, I like to blast my shot pretty much to, there's a second landing zone that's about 450 to the short side, and I would say it's about 480, 490 to the long side, so you got kind of a 30 to 40 foot buffer zone of where you can land your hyzer. So I like to throw it far, and then what that also does is if I do happen to go out of bounds, I have a much shorter upshot as opposed to laying up and going out of bounds. Now you're 600 feet away trying to get up and down for a par, probably not happening. Versus if I throw a 500 foot hyzer and go out of bounds, I have a little 200-300 foot chip up to get up and down for par. So that's why I go with the bomb shot onto the second island. So that one should be money for that second island, we'll see. Yeah, so that looks like it's safe in that second island. I'm gonna throw one more. Throw this one a little bit higher. So that one's really good too. So that's also gonna be in that second island. Yep, that's real nice. So one of those, both those two shots work. Zach, what are you gonna do, the second island?
Yeah, I'm gonna see where I end up on the second island. I'm gonna try both, throw a couple to each island, and just see where I end up. See how close I am to the hazard line.
Yeah, I kind of told him to try to hit that second island and then make the adjustment from there. If he has the distance to reach it, then he's gonna make that his shot for the tournament. So it looks like based on that shot, he's gonna reach it. So that's a perfect shot. Yep. All right, so we got my drive here. We're in between, like I said, this is about, I would say probably 430 to the short side, and we got maybe 460, 470 to the long side. So that's kind of the sweet spot you want to land your shot in. They're setting up the basket now. My rule of thumb is if I'm closer to this side, I'll throw a little bit more of a glidier, faster disc, which is a savior. If I'm more close to that long line, I'm gonna downgrade to a slammer because I'm closer to the basket. So that's kind of the mental notes that I'm taking based on the feel of my shot, the speed of my disc, all that different stuff on this hole. So we'll wait for them to put the basket in and we'll throw a couple up shots. 3 hours later. No, we are done. They've been fixing the course. We can't blame them. But we're gonna throw our up shot now that they're done with the basket. We got side slope. So of course, right to left side slope means we're gonna counter that by throwing a forehand into the green. I'm gonna throw a savior and just try to play lawn darts with the basket. Something just like that. And as you can see, high right, just like that one, that should be good. High right of the basket is kind of the sweet spot because it kind of just hits the hill with the hyzer and kind of just sticks like that because of the slope of the green. Now Zach's going to show you how to throw a backhand into the green, hopefully with some good speed control.
So I'm just going to try to land or aim kind of to the right of this basket just because of the downslope is just going to naturally take my disc down. So I'm just going to aim a little right of this basket and hopefully it'll carry it down and filter it towards the basket.
That looks cash. Good shot, dude.
Looked pretty good. We'll
nice
see
shot.
where I'm at up at the basket.
All right, so as you can see, me and my brother have a little bit different game, which is okay. Not everyone's gonna throw the same shots, but he managed the slope really well with his putter, backhand putter up shot. Came into the green with some good speed, good angle, and yeah, that's the beautiful thing about Winthrop. You can attack the course with so many different skill sets, and it's just all about making the shot, playing the high percentage shot, whether it's a backhand, forehand, whatever it may be. So that's the beauty of this course. We both got birdie putts. Hit the catcher's mitt on this hole, and just got like a little tap in birdie. Zach threw his judge.
Ooh, you gonna
that was
give me
a nice
that
shot. Threw a nice hyzer, landed nice and soft.
Yeah.
I'll give you that birdie.
You give me that?
So yeah, what was that, a judge?
Yep, Fusion Judge.
Nice. All right, we got hole 12, par 4, one of the probably more challenging par 4s on the course just because of the way the drive and then the second shot sets up. Lots of out of bounds. That's kind of every hole out here, but I'd say this hole, the way the OB is kind of strategically placed, it's you really got to shape some shots, have some good distance control in order to avoid the OB. So the first shot, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to throw my beat up general. I'm just trying to throw, you can see a circle of rocks. In the middle of those rocks is obviously the OB. So I'm trying to fly over those rocks, dead straight, and that's going to be my aggressive play. I'm kind of going to have an aggressive play in the bag as well as a safe play based on what I want to do in the tournament. So got both shots in the bag. So that looks really good. Going to fly over top of that OB pit. We're going to hyzer out. Should be absolutely money. It's exactly what you want to do for the go for it play. The layup play, I'm going to go actually short of those rocks and left. Just like that, short left of the rocks. And that sets me up for an easy par. I'm not going to say easy par, but a par that's high percentage, which is what I'm going for. What are you doing, Zach?
And then I'm just going to try to follow suit, kind of glide past over those rocks and just land on the other side of them. And then play to the left side if I'm not too close.
Play for par?
I don't know. I was
Depends.
close yesterday.
Okay.
I don't know. It just depends where my drive is.
There you go. It looks like it's going to be left of the rocks.
I didn't push
Shot.
it straight enough.
That's money.
Yeah.
Yeah, good shot. A little higher.
Yeah.
You skipped out of it, but it's a good shot. All right, so as we're walking up to this OB area that's in front of in the fairway, it really forces you to either throw a high shot over top of it, like me and Zach did on our first shots, or to throw it short left and lay up for the par. So it forces you on the drive to make the decision to avoid this OB. That first one, like I said, how I countered it with the aggressive shot is throwing it high, give it that height, give it that time to glide over the out of bounds, and then fade back at the end. Whereas the second one, I threw the layup, and it just forces me to throw kind of, I'm so far back from here that I would never want to go for it 600 feet with OB everywhere. I'm just going to want to throw kind of a layup from here, which is okay because that's what I'm playing for. And then from the layup here, this spot, I'm throwing kind of left side. I'm not going to go anywhere near the out of bounds. I'm throwing it left side trees, hyzering in front of that tree that I'm aiming at, and then just having set myself up for like a 150, 200 foot slammer shot into the green. I pulled that actually a little bit wider than I want, so it's probably gonna hit it. All right, that's all right. Got kind of lucky, but that's kind of where I'm trying to land. I just got lucky to go through the tree. But normally I would just not pull it that far wide and just kind of land in that same spot and kind of throw the upshot from there. Wow, look how close that was.
Oh my.
Yeah, I would say, Zach, on this hole, you you kind of want to land just down here.
Okay.
And then what would you throw from here?
Probably just a felon.
Yeah, I would say just try to land. See that tree?
Yeah.
Like 20 feet, like right of that tree. You don't even want to be anywhere near the out of bounds. You almost feel like you're throwing into that tree.
Okay.
That's going to be like start it over, there'll be hyzer, and then by the time it finishes, it's over by that tree and it's an easy par.
Okay.
Should be an easy par.
Okay.
And then we'll throw some upshot practice from there, like a couple shots from there. Yeah, just like that's perfect. Good shot. Yep, exactly. No chance to go OB.
Yeah.
That's perfect. All right, I guess if you're throwing the aggressive shot, you might as well throw it on the drop zone tee pad. It's pretty funny. I don't think I can get any more of a perfect run up. This is pretty funny. So, of course, I'm gonna throw a shot from here. This shot is probably like, I would say a 330 shot. So it's kind of a stock 330 foot hyzer. I'm throwing an enforcer. See if I can't do something with that. Where is it? Go in.
Oh,
did that almost go in?
It almost went in.
So I almost went in, but the problem with that shot, even that shot I just threw, is that still has a chance to go out of bounds. It looked like a perfect shot, almost went in, and it could have skipped OB long, and that's why I really don't like the go for it play. It's not that I can't throw it, it's just more that there's a lot of uncontrollable variables up there, because you got a side slope like this, and if you had a hyzer into a side slope, it's gonna wanna roll, especially with a driver, which is what you need to throw from 330, 340 away. Yeah, just a lot of uncontrollable variables that can give you some random rolls, and if you roll out of bounds, you're going all the way back here with no distance. This is the type of hole that can ruin your tournament, and you want to minimize the potential for that. So that's why more than likely I'm probably just going to lay up. Even though I totally have the skill set to go for it, I just understand that it's probably not the consistent play throughout a 4-round event. Brings us up to the shot here, which is my layup. Here, it's a pretty simple shot. You never want to take any shot for granted and say, oh, this is an easy shot. You still have to go through the variables and throw the shot. I mean, we still have side slopes, we got out of bounds. It's short, but you still have to throw a really nice, clean shot here. So I'm just trying to land a little bit short. I pushed it a little bit to the left, but I mean, that's still probably 15-footer. Should be an easy par putt anyway. But yeah, you just want to make sure, like what Zach threw, he threw away from the out of bounds, playing safe. Now he's going to throw a couple shots to get that feel down, and then when he gets in the tournament, he knows exactly he's going to throw point A to point B, try to get that execute and get that par. That's actually parked. You don't want to go much further than that. It's just a line. Yep, that's perfect. That's perfect. That's a good shot.
Okay.
So yeah, you don't want to go that far.
Yeah.
If anything, you'd rather be 15 short than 15 long.
Yeah.
Because there's a big downslope and you're gonna, who knows, go OB potentially. So here's my go for it shot. it almost went in the basket, but also almost went out of bounds. So it's like I get another couple feet of roll. Now all of a sudden I'm getting a 6 or a 7. Potentially my round could be freaking completely ruined just by this one hole. So that's why I don't ever like to be anywhere this close to the out of bounds. Just like that, I birdied it, so it doesn't, like people would be like, oh yeah, you should just do that in the tournament because you birdied it right now. Well, it's like, I also understand what can happen. You get weird rolls, like you see this side slope. You can throw a perfect shot, spike right behind the basket, roll out of bounds, and now you're throwing from 350 feet away to try to get a 6 or a 7. So it's just like, there's just a lot of those uncontrollable variables that kind of, you gotta make the decision and be smart throughout a 4-round event.
That was nice.
What was that?
Dead center.
That's funny. All right, we got hole 13. We got a par 4. We got a big old mound right in front of us. So it kind of forces you to throw nose up when obviously that's not normally ideal, but you kind of have to on a shot like this because there's a big hill in front of you. I'm gonna throw to the right-hand side, try out some hyzers. I think it kind of avoids this hill, kind of avoids hyzering out to the woods and just all the things that can happen when you're throwing that far nose up. Bad things can happen. So I'm gonna try to throw this wide hyzer to the right-hand side and just kind of try to get myself in position for a long birdie potentially and a high percentage par, because this hole it can be birdie, but it's very tricky for sure. So that's really good. I like that a lot. I'm gonna throw one more. You good?
Yep.
All right, one more. Just cleaning the route for later time when I play it. Good?
The second one's a little closer to the sidewalk, but still good, yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't want to be that close. I just do it a little wide.
Yeah.
See the gap I'm trying to hit?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got it. Just keep it on hyzer. Yeah, perfect. Yep, money. Nice shot. We're walking up to the landing zone where we throw the straight hyzer. Didn't quite get as much glide because obviously anytime you're throwing hyzer, your disc doesn't have the luxury to glide out because of the way the hole's situated. So we sacrificed some distance just to put ourselves in the fairway at a high clip, and then it leaves a lot longer of a second shot. I can even lay up if I want to, if it's too windy or if I'm not feeling the shot. I can just kind of throw a putter, or for me, I'm just gonna try to throw kind of a distance driver, get up there for a putt. If I get a long putt, great. If I just get up and down for a par after that driver shot, then that's great as well. So, because we're still about 450, and so we're kind of sacrificing a little bit of distance on this shot for just hitting the fairway. Because obviously, like I said, throwing nose up over a big mound can be tough to control the angle. So yeah, we're gonna throw a shot from here. You probably have to we're still 450 from the basket, so you still gotta throw a nice, smooth left to right general shot type thing. If you can see that orange little pole, that's kind of a good reference point. I want to be about 30 feet to the right of that. So you got to kind of throw a hyzer flip past this bush. A lot going on, because if you turn early into the bush, you're OB. If you hyzer out into the left side, crap, it's going to be a tough up and down. So you kind of want to follow this path a little bit to the right hand side of the path and give yourself some sort of long look. So that looks really nice. That's pretty much perfect. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Skip just left. I'm a little bit left more than I want, but distance-wise, I'm pin high, probably about a 30, 40 footer.
And I'm just going to be laying this hole up for par. I don't think it's worth it for me.
Super smart.
Worth it for me to get the birdie on this one. I'm gonna move this out of the ant pile.
Yeah, I kind of just told him this is a really challenging hole for any skill level. So if you can just play for par, this is it's a good score. Your par is a good score on this hole. You're not, yep, perfect shot, dude. That's money. So that's exactly what you want to do. Because even for me, I'm not guaranteed a birdie. I am in the woods, not really a wide open putt. He's just gonna throw a putter, try to give himself that birdie putt. From here, I got a little bit more distance, so I'd feel a lot more comfortable going for a birdie putt from here, because I'm gonna be able to throw it a little bit closer to the basket from a spot like this. So I'm gonna throw a general, same shot as the first one, try to turn it a little bit more. I overturned it, but it should be all right. That should be still all right. So it should be probably about right side basket, 40, 50 feet to the right. Easy par, long chance at a birdie. So yeah, this shot, Zach, I think you definitely want to land on there's kind of trees on the left side, so you want to land on the right side basket.
Yeah, okay.
Because if you land on the left side of this basket, you're blocked out completely. So you want to be a little bit right-hand side. I would say 20, 15 feet right is probably ideal.
Okay.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough putt. And you need to probably just incorporate a run-up. So like you just stood still. It's a little further than you think here. So like even for me, I'm going to incorporate a run-up to get that little extra power. Like that's money.
Okay.
I want to be over there to the right-hand side.
Okay.
That's good. Yep, that's cash. That's a good shot. Really nice shot. It's perfect. Yep, nice shot, dude. Yep, so get a feel for that and kind of just get some muscle memory. You can refer back to that shot in the tournament and try to replicate that. So hard. You can't even, the basket is literally right in the middle. But yeah, that's why I kind of told Zach, left side of the basket, as you can see, is completely blocked out. The right side is a lot more manageable and more open. Nice. See like where we landed?
Yeah.
You're not bringing in the trees into play?
Yeah.
Even if you're in these trees, you're totally wide open.
Yeah.
No problem at all, you know? So you kind of use these trees as a reference point.
Okay.
All right, we got hole 14, the downhill Coliseum hole. We got the hay bales on the left-hand side. We got the sidewalk on the right. Sidewalk makes it tricky because if you throw a forehand a little bit too safe, you're gonna skip and potentially go out of bounds. Same with the backhand. It's actually a lot more people hit the sidewalk than you might think. But for me, I like to throw a high forehand because that way it takes the OB hay bales out of play. Throw it nice and high, kind of stall it and spike it towards the end of its flight. And I'm gonna throw a general on this first one, nice and high and wide. So that might hit the sidewalk. Looks like it's probably heading right for it. Okay, I'm a little short, which is okay. This one I'm gonna throw a little bit more forward and a little bit less high to get the more penetrating forward. That one I just threw it so high that it didn't have much time to go forward. So this one I'm gonna throw a little more forward, get the distance, and this one's pretty much the same shot. It's a little bit too safe, probably about 30, 40 footer. So right on the path. I think my rule is if I'm on the path or left of the path, I'll go for the putt. If I'm right of the path, I just lay up for par. Tough, tricky green.
And I'm gonna go with the backhand here, just kind of, if I do make a mistake, just push too straight. And if I hyzer out, great, I'll have a putt.
Yeah, good shot, dude. That was smooth. Hit the path. I think you're still safe though. You're still safe. Yeah, you're good.
He gives me a lot of advice. I definitely try to take in as much of it as I can because obviously he's one of the top players on tour. So some of the stuff obviously I have my own opinions about, but I for the most part definitely try to take all of his advice because I know it's just going to help and better my game for the future. So
if I'm here in the tournament, just close-ish to the sidewalk, I'll probably go for it. But if I'm definitely on that orange one, the second one's definitely a go for it putt. But this one can be challenging because if you don't hit anything on the basket and you're chain high, that one, I'm just not putting it high enough in the air. If you don't hit anything chain high in the basket, you're going OB long. So you definitely got to keep that kind of stuff in mind. This one I would definitely go for, say almost inside the circle. Zach got a little bit of a skip off the sidewalk, but still he threw a great shot regardless of the result. Threw a great angle, great line, great height, and just got a little unlucky to hit the sidewalk. Otherwise it would have been completely parked. So he has the uphill putt, really good shot with through the fairway driver on a great line. That's kind of his preferred shot, and there's nothing wrong with it. He threw a great shot with it.
Oh.
There you go. Nice, nice. But yeah, the tricky part about this hole is, you know, you can hit a forehand or a backhand. It's just such a fast green because it goes down slope right to the OB, and you really got to control your angle no matter if you're throwing a forehand or a backhand. All right, we got hole 15. We got the Clown's Mouth, triple mandatory. It's definitely a shot that really requires you to focus. Throw your shot, throw your most controlled shot, whether it's a hyzer flip, a flex shot, whatever shot you feel most controlled, throwing straight and then fading at about 330 feet, start fading left around the corner. That's exactly what this shot is. So for me, I like to take a straight disc, keep it on hyzer, throw it in the middle through the gap, let it turn a little bit, and then fade at the end. This hole, It's all about confidence, throwing, like I said, your most controlled angle, controlled disc. All right, so I normally would throw an Explorer, but that's a little bit understable for a left to right crosswind. So we got the crosswind that's gonna wanna push the disc a little bit more right, and these are a little bit too understable to be able to handle that kind of wind. So I'm gonna upgrade to a little bit more overstable criminal, and I'm actually gonna change my aiming point. Instead of starting in the middle of the gap, I'm gonna start towards the right-hand fat tree on the Mando, and I'm gonna have a more overstable disc, so by the time it gets to that tree, it's gonna start fading to the left. So fat tree, a little bit of flex, something just like that. That should be really nice. I'm gonna throw one more. I'm gonna throw Explorer again. I'm just gonna throw a little bit more hyzer on it than I would normally, and that should it's gonna hit the Mando. So that's why I don't throw that disc, is because that just kept pushing, whereas normally that same shot without the wind is gonna go right through the gap. So that's why I throw the more overstable shot like I did the first time. Yeah, Zach, good shot. That's really good. That's way around the corner. I'm gonna throw one more. There we go. Turned it. It's clipped that tree. So as you can see, the Explorer's just getting pushed with that crosswind a little bit too much. There you go. Nice shot, dude. That's cash. Great shot.
Thanks.
So this hole, as Zach threw it, completely perfect shot, and kind of has just a weird lie. That's kind of how this goes, because you want to go around the corner, but you're going around a blind corner. You don't know if you're going into a tree, behind some trees. So you're in the fairway, perfect shot, but you're scrambling. That's kind of to be expected on this hole.
Yeah.
So you got to kind of find a way to still get to the
basket.
basket.
Go a little patent pending, because I'm more comfortable than the forehand. And just see if I can slide this up just short of the basket.
Yeah, that's a putt.
Yeah.
40-footer. That's a good shot. See if I can try that. It's an awkward shot, huh?
Yeah.
Is that tree limb, huh?
Yeah.
Anything you can do.
I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, he's trash.
Oh! I guess not. All right, we got to do it again.
Yeah, no way. He can't lose, can he?
No.
Oh, he can't. Oh, he got it.
Yeah, that's tough though. He did it on the first try.
Just a little closer.
I know. All right, let's see here. So now we got my drive. I got a little bit more left, but I still got kind of a tree in the way. But for me, I just kind of do like a little here. I'm gonna try to throw it in with the slammer. I'm gonna throw a little bit straighter slammer. The limbs make you throw a little bit low, so it's hard to get right height on it. But that's not a bad little run. But yeah, if you can go a little bit more left you can go, the more you kind of can go into the trees, and it takes a lot of these trees out of play. So yeah, that's kind of a little bit, makes this hole a little easier when you go into the trees as opposed to being behind them. Nice, dude. Nice, bud.
How tricky does it get back in there?
It can get tricky, but most of the time you're so close that, you know, on your upshot, you're not really, shouldn't be really blasting too far into these trees to give yourself too awkward of a putt. But yeah, for me, a lot of times if I get out of position, I'll just throw a shot into this corner because I know there's an open putt-ish. Anywhere near this tree and you're pretty much wide open. All right, hole 16, we got about a 350-foot par 3, dead straight. The Guardian tree has grown over the out of bounds, so you won't see as many people go forehand as you normally would in the past. I'm gonna throw a trust and then a two trust actually. But yeah, I'm just trying to throw kind of a hyzer flip trust shot. The OB does go on the left-hand side, so I'm trying to favor a little bit right to try and avoid that. That's pretty much exactly what I want to do. Fade that right-hand side, hit that tree, totally fine with that, still got about 20 feet. So I'm gonna try this one, it's a little bit more stable, so I'm gonna have to turn it a little bit more. That's pretty much exactly what I want. I'm gonna slide up to about 20, 30 feet, and yeah, no chance for out of bounds. That's exactly what I wanna do. There you go, that was way better, way better. It's all right, it's still fine. Good shot. Either way, even if you hit the tree, you're fine. All right, so both my mid-ranges are in the exact same spot, about 25 short or so. Stayed on this right-hand side, away from the out of bounds. Even if I run into any of these trees, I'm totally fine with it, as long as I keep that hyzer flip to late turn. That's the important part. Stay away from the out of bounds. Like I said, if I hit the trees, I'm still putting and have that chance for birdie. If I go out of bounds, I'm completely out of chance for birdie. So this gives me a nice open, 25-foot type headwind putt for a birdie, which is totally manageable, especially with a little bit of a headwind. It can get tricky, overturn it, underturn it, trying to play the wind. But yeah, it's a good hole. A solid hyzer flip to flat and just hold your angle. If you miss your angle at all, you're gonna either go OB left, OB right.
Oh.
Nice.
Makes up for that spit out earlier.
Dang. All right, we got hole 17. We got probably, I would say, about 250-foot shot, but you want to throw it more like 270, 280 to the right-hand side. Long right is kind of the pocket where you want to land. Anything left of the basket on this hole is basically a bad shot. I'm trying to go way to the right and not be fooled by the pin positions. That's definitely something I see a lot of players do. They change the different pin positions and they get hyper aggressive and take a big number. That is definitely something you want to try to avoid, and how you can do that is playing to the fat side of the green, taking the putt, even just playing for par. This is definitely a hole that it's not going to be a birdie or die hole just because of how much trouble there is. So how I can counter that is throw it nice and high and rely on the fade of the disc to take it to that right-hand side. The basket basically for me is over there. I don't care where the baskets are over here. I'm playing to a spot. I'm not playing to the basket. So I'm going to throw it nice and high. That's a little bit too left, and I even want to be more right than that, but that should be fine. So that should be fine. I'm going to try one more. This is going to be a driver, so it's going to come down spiking a little bit more as opposed to glide like that first one. There we go. I like that shot a lot. So it has no chance. It's going to spike and right there. So it didn't skip. Throw it nice and high and play the spike. Now I got a 30-footer to the short pin, 50-footer to the long pin. Yeah, good shot. Get in. Good shot. Good shot.
A little too short.
Yeah, just higher.
Yeah.
A little bit. Yeah, that's better. That's way better, Zach. Way better shot. So we got my first shot here. Second shot was a little bit more spiky, a little less glide, so it didn't go quite as long. This one I'll take. It's a very sketchy putt. In the tournament, I would probably just honestly lay this up, take my par and walk to hole 18, because if I miss at all, which we don't, but like if I do that and just chain out and go OB, I'm re-putting from here for another bogey. So it's just this is the type of hole where if you get 4 pars in this hole, I would take that before the tournament started every day of the week, just because of how much stroke variation can happen. You know, you don't want to try to get hyper aggressive and just take big numbers on this hole. So nice, dude.
Oh.
So yeah, any missed putt, chain high or higher, and you're gonna miss the basket, it's an automatic re-putt. So yeah, playing to the safe side, the right side of the green, and I'll take the putt if it's close enough to the short one, and then just lay up to the long one. That's pars are good on 17. All right, hole 18. I would say it's about an 850-foot par 4, something like that. I'm throwing a mid-range. A lot of people throw forehand. I used to throw forehand, but I just don't like the grade of the hill. A lot of times it likes to roll, and I just don't like bringing in the roll into play. So I like to throw a nice flat mid-range shot that lands nice and flat, that I can eliminate any sort of roll. There also is a little bit of a flat spot in the middle of this fairway, so I know where that's at, and I'm trying to hit that because it makes the run up a lot easier. You're not running uphill, you're running kind of flat. So there's kind of at that 330 range, there's a little bit of a flat spot in the middle of that upslope that kind of gives you a flatter run up. So that looks good. Should just cut in the back into the middle, just like that, and I'm fine with that. I'm gonna throw one more. Just throw a little bit higher maybe to get a little more distance. Just like that. That's really good. Hit and cut back a little left, just like that.
Yeah,
all right.
I'm gonna try to do the same thing as Rick, to try to hit that hill with the compass. Try to get that flat footing. I'm just playing this one for par.
Smart man. Good shot. That's perfect. Good shot, dude.
Thanks.
So good. All right, so hole 18, such an awesome hole. Great finishing hole. Very challenging. As you can see, we're walking up this slope. You got not only an up slope, but you also have a side slope. So you really have to control your angle. If you miss your angle at all, it's going to cut roll out of bounds. If you throw it too high, the slope of the fairway is just going to take you out of bounds. So you really got to decide off the tee how much risk you want to take. If you a little bit too safe and you're going for birdie, you're left with kind of an uphill nose up shot with OB all over the place. So such a challenging shot on this hole, just to get the right distance, right nose angle, right everything. It's very challenging. So I'm gonna practice one from here, which would be like a super safe shot. You really want to throw, the basket's like over here through the woods, so you really want to throw kind of a flex shot up there that also hits the ground and skips. There's some kind of a mulch pile that looks kind of like this right here, this area, and it's gonna hit and make it a fast skip, which you can use that to your advantage. It's not just grass, it's mulch, which makes you have a rocket skip. And so knowing that, if you hit about 80 short, like I said, that's where the mulch is, and you can use that to your advantage, get a good skip up to the basket. This upshot is tricky because it looks like you want to go straight this way, but the basket's actually over there, and you really actually want to cut the wood line. You want to kind of cut the shot a little bit close to the wood line, and that makes it a little bit easier to get inside the circle. Because if you don't throw this hole inside the circle, the green is so sloped, you can't really even go for the putt. What did I hit something?
Gotta skip him. If it's long enough, it's perfect.
Okay, I'm gonna throw one more.
Chef, if anything, go a little further.
Okay. So brother says I need to throw a little bit further, so I'm gonna throw a little bit harder. I threw that one a little bit soft.
Same thing, should be good if it's got the distance.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I like both those shots. They look really good. We'll see when they get up there if I need to add a little bit more speed to my shot. But as you can see, it's slowing them down because it's going nose up. So as we know, as I've talked about before, it slows the distance down on the shot.
And I'm just gonna try to keep this one in the fairway, keep it in bounds the whole time, and then give myself just a little approach for the par.
Good shot, dude. So money. Great shot.
A
Even
little
throw a
too
putter.
far?
A little too far. Try a putter. I mean, that's still all right. Safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I would say putter.
Okay.
And then throw some up shots from that putter
Yeah.
to dial that distance in. Yep. Just like that, a little further. But yeah, it's
Okay.
good to practice that. Nope. I'm throwing it. My disc is never gonna hyzer.
Okay.
Like even that first one, it was okay, but it was still had hyzer on it.
Yeah.
I'm literally gonna land flat. No chance. My disc can't go anywhere.
Yeah.
But under the basket. See how that one had too much hyzer. But it was low enough. It should be all right. That was bad. That should be more of what you're doing. Nice,
Okay.
and see how it's low. Like
Yeah.
even if they're bad, they're not going to go in the water.
Okay.
You know, so keep them flat and turned over. Like you're not even. Yep, just like that. Perfect.
Yeah, just way too much hyzer.
Yep, just keep them flat.
Yeah.
That's the kind of trick. All right, y'all. Thank you for joining us here at Winthrop. Thanks to Zach. Good luck to Zach on his Monday qualifying round.
Yep.
Hopefully that helps him out. Thank you for tuning in, and we will see you next week at Nevin for the final video of the year, final practice run video for the Pro Tour Championships. Thanks again.